Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
We're going to try that with a bit more enthusiasm. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
That was beautiful. Welcome. We are so glad to be celebrating Shabbat with you this morning. Raise your hand if this is your first time at Leo Beck Temple. So many of you, welcome. Do we have folks, raise your hand if you're out of town, here from out of town? Wow. Well, welcome. We're very happy to have you here as we welcome in Shabbat, as we celebrate this wonderful young man and his family as he becomes bar mitzvah. And Shabbat is not just a chance to celebrate wonderful smachot, wonderful joyous occasions like today. It's also a chance for each of us to reconnect with what matters most, shifting from moving as fast as we can to accomplishing as much as we can, instead to being with one another, to connecting with one another, even reconnecting with ourselves. And so as we move into this Shabbat, may it be a chance to celebrate, but also a chance to help center us back into our own lives and into our own values. And so that's what we're going to do here together. Brandon is not performing. He is leading you in prayer. And so if you know the prayers, we want you to sing them. If you don't know the prayers, there is transliteration and translation so that you can still follow along. And the goal is to lift up our souls and our voices with one another. And so we begin with words from our psalmists, Hine ma tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. It is so good for us to be in community here together. We will begin on page 10.
Hine ma tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad.
In a moment, Brandon is going to receive a very special talit. This is the one that his dad wore at his bar mitzvah, and that Brandon's great-grandfather, Phil Cohen, gave to Jeff. And now, Brandon is going to get to wear it as he becomes bar mitzvah. And all of these seat that we wear at the bottom, these represent the mitzvot, the commandments that we take on. Because as Jews, it's not just about what we believe. It's certainly not just about what we say. Even more important, it's what we do, how we act and how we take care of others in the world. So Brandon is first going to say the blessing, and then his parents will wrap him in his talit.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu, lachit atef batzitzit.
Amen.
We give thanks to you, O God, for this Shabbat day, which unites us as a community of faith and hope.
For the holiness of Shabbat, which can lead us to fulfill the best that is in us, we give thanks.
For the memories of Shabbat enriched by generations of our people who observed it and from it drew courage to face hardship and light to banish darkness, we are grateful.
We offer thanks for the peace of Shabbat, the day consecrated to family love.
O God, our turning to you exalts our humanity. You are the joy of our life, the source of its greatness, its power, and its beauty.
Help us, O God, to find inspiration for the coming week. Help us to find peace within ourselves and one another.
We are going to turn to page 180. And we're going to read together at the bottom of the page these words from the prayer Elu Devarim. They come from the Mishnah, and they represent, I like to call it sort of the top 10 list of mitzvot, of commandments that we're supposed to perform as Jews. So let's recite them together. Bottom of 180. These are the things that are limitless, of which a person enjoys the fruit of the world, while the principle remains in the world to come. They are honoring one's father and mother, engaging in deeds of compassion, arriving early for study morning and evening, dealing graciously with guests, visiting the sick, providing for the wedding couple, accompanying the dead for burial, being devoted in prayer, and making peace among people. But the study of Torah encompasses them all. We'll invite those who are able to rise to please do so and join us on page 195 for our call to worship, the Baruch Hu.
Yai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, ya la lai 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 lai. Barechu et Adonai hamevorach. Baruch Adonai hamevorach le'olam va'ed. Yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 lai.
We continue reading responsively on page 199. O God, inspiration and guide for all, you have spoken in 1,000 tongues for us to hear. In every land and every age, your children have heard you and imagined you in separate ways. And yet, O God, you are one, unifier of humanity. Together,
We give thanks for the sages and teachers who bring us understanding of your will. Gratefully, we recall the lawgivers and prophets, the psalmists and sages of Israel, and joyfully we remember that from the dawn of Israel's life, we would turn to you and find purpose.
may the teachings of our ancestors live on in our minds and their passion for righteousness stir our hearts. Help us to live so that our daily conduct reveals the beauty and the wisdom of your truth.
Baruch atah Adonai, habocher be'amo Yisrael be'ahava. In a moment, we will recite the Shema together. But before we do that, I want to invite you to place your hand on page 200 and then flip far ahead into the back of the book to page 373. At the top of that page, you'll find a meditation that will help us to enter into this moment where we say truly one of the holiest prayers in our liturgy. And if you're familiar with the Shema, it's a prayer that we typically say, we invite people to close their eyes for. But in this case, it's asking us to open our eyes, which seems kind of strange. But in this, I think we're actually talking about the eyes of our heart, the eyes of our soul, to be open and to be present in this moment as we chant together this most holy of prayers. So we'll start on page 373 and we'll flip back to 200 for the Shema. Open up our eyes, teach us how to live, fill our hearts with with joy and all the love you have to give. Gather us in peace as you lead us to your name, and we will know that you are one. Open up our eyes, open up our eyes, teach us how to live. Fill our hearts with joy and all the love you have to give. Gather us in peace as you lead us to your name, and we will know that you are one. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed.
Please join me in chanting Ve'ahavta on page 201. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavcha ubechol nafshecha ubechol meodecha v'chayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi metzavcha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibartam bam b'shivtecha b'veitecha uvlechtecha v'derech uvshachbecha ukumecha ukshartam leot al yadecha v'chayu letotafot beinenecha uchtabtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha leman tisteru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'yitem kedoshim lelochechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lechem lelochim ani Adonai Elohechem. We continue together. Love Adonai, your God, with every heartbeat, with every breath, with every conscious act. Keep in mind the words I command you today. Teach them to your children. Talk about them at work, whether you're tired or you're rested. Let them guide the work of your hands. Keep them in the forefront of your vision. Do not leave them at the doorway of your house or outside your gate. They're reminders to do all of my mitzvot so that you can be holy for God. I am Adonai, your God. I led you out of Egypt to become your God. I am Adonai, your God. Now on page 203, sing the song of men and women joined in understanding and respect, the song of God's miracles, an earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children and the generations to come. The song of a land once ravished by war, now quiet and content, her soldiers home to leave no more. The song of a world redeemed, the song of peace.
We'll continue with Mi Chamocha on page 204.
Ezrat Yisrael Ufetei Chinumecha Yehuda veYisrael Go Aleinu Adonai Tzevaot Shemo Kedosh Yisrael Baruch Ata Adonai Gal Yisrael.
Please rise.
Adonai Saftatif Ufi Yagiti Latecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Please join me in chanting the Avot V'Yimahot and Givurot on page 206. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Ve'Elohei Avotenu Ve'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor V'Chanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Ve'Konei Hakol, Ve'Zocher Hastei, Avot V'Yimachot, Umevi Geula Livnei V'Nechem, Leman Shemo B'Chahava, Melech Ozer, Umoshia, Umogain, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Abraham, Bezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechaye HaKol Atah, Rav Lachoshia, Mashiv HaRuach, Umorid HaGashem, Mechakel Chaim Bechesed, Mechayel HaKol Berachamim Ramim, Somer Noflim Veroflei Holim, Umatir Asurim, Umchayeh Emunato Lishenei Afar, Micha Mocha Baal Givurot, Umidom Melach, Melech Memit, Umchayeh, Umatmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman atah lecha chayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh hakol. You are the open door that beckons me in, peeking around the doorframe. I begin to enter your glory. You move me forward, O Eternal, to step beyond self-made boundaries. Lift my foot over the threshold that I might abide with you in the house of the Eternal. I found my questions, waiting to be posed. They filled me with wonder. Sit with me, eternal teacher, encourage my seeking. As I fill my hours with your mitzvot, so I shall be filled. Send me through your door, stretching up to your honor, your name, sharing out this wonder, enriching myself in the giving. Blessed you are, Adonai, who gives life to all.
נקדש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, ככתוב על יד נביאך, וקרא זה אל זה ואמר, קדוש, 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 אדוני Elohai גודלך, ולנצח נצחים קדושתך נקדיש, ושבחך אלוהינו מפינו לא ימוש לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
We now are going to continue in silent prayer, either praying the words of the prayer book through page 219 or taking some time for your own quiet prayer. You can be seated whenever you're ready. I'd now like to invite up Nathan to share with us a prayer for peace.
O God, may we never become complacent, faltering in our effort to build a world of peace. Let the nations know and understand that justice and right are better than dominion and conquest. May all come to see that it is not by might nor by power, but by your Spirit that life prevails.
We'll join together in a few moments in a song that was written a couple decades ago that is unfortunately far too relevant today. It was written by two groups of people, a group of Arabs and a group of Jews who came together and said, we're writing this beautiful prayer together because we know that peace can exist. And that is our hope and our continued hope, especially now in a world that is so torn by violence and by injustice and a lack of peace. And so we'll join together. You can find the words on page 353, the words of Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. May we hope and pray for a greater peace by doing it together. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Ve'al kulam. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom
are going to prepare for our Torah service, which can be found on page 246. And I would like to invite up Noah Cohen and Jared Cohen and Jolie Cohen to help us open the ark and invite everyone to please rise.
שאו שערים ראשיכם ושאו פתחי עולם ויבוא מלך הכבוד מיהו זה מלך הכבוד אדוני צבאות הוא מלך הכבוד
Today we celebrate the inheritance of Torah in a new generation, and so it is my honor to call up Brandon to be joined by his grandparents, Robert and Diane Koch, his great aunt and uncles, Lorraine Levy, Barry Cohen and Richard Cohen, and of course his parents, Jeff and Sandy, for the passing of the Torah. So Brandon, first I want to invite you to look at this incredible chain of your family from the generations, and then to look out at this community of family and friends who are here to celebrate with you today. Because as you receive this Torah, these are all of the values and the laws from our tradition. We know that they only come to you because they have been passed down with intention and with care by your family. And our hope is that this chain continues with you for many, many generations to come. In this scroll is the secret of our people's lives from Sinai until now. Its teachings are love and justice, goodness and hope. Freedom is its gift to all who treasure it.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo. Al Shlosha Devarim, Al Shlosha Devarim, Al Shlosha Devarim, Ha'olam Omer, Al Shlosha Devarim, Al Shlosha Devarim, Al Shlosha Devarim, Ha'olam Omer, Al HaTorah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al gemilut chasadim, Al HaTorah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al gemilut chasadim, Al Shlosha Devarim, Al Shlosha Devarim, Al Shlosha Devarim, Ha'olam Omer, Al Shlosha Devarim, Al Shlosha Devarim, Al Shlosha Devarim, Ha'olam
Every week we read Torah in a cycle. So we're reading the same text over and over again each year, and we often wonder, why is this the custom? And it's for many reasons. One of them is that as we change as people, we learn and see new things in the text. And the other reason is that we have new teachers who help us to see things that on our own we might not see for ourselves. And so this Shabbat, we are very excited to be learning from our teacher, Brandon.
I want to thank everyone for coming to my special day. It truly means a lot to me that every one of you have traveled so far and are here. My Torah portion is Vayakhel from the book of Exodus. My Torah portion is mainly about the building of a tabernacle, or Mishkan, which is a portable place of worship that the Israelites carried throughout the wilderness. The chief architect was Bezalel, and God required specific materials for him to use. The people donated these materials to Bezalel for the Mishkan. One thing that stood out to me was that the people only donated the material if their hearts were moved. God did not force the Israelites to give their gold and their silk. My Torah portion is also about creating a space where you feel safe and have a sense of comfort. Following your heart is one of the most important things in life, whether it's making a simple decision like chocolate or vanilla ice cream, or something big like moving to another state. You should always trust in your feelings. Like in my Torah portion, you should always make the choice that's right for you. One example in my life is when I tried running for the first time. My parents wanted me to play tennis instead of track, but I knew I wanted to do track. 1 year later, and running is now one of my favorite sports, and this year I won cross-country finals, and I'm currently running track. This is just one example of how following and listening to your heart is important. You should never feel like you have to do something unless it feels right for you, like in my Torah portion. Another thing I hope you take with you as you leave the temple is how essential it is to have your own personal Mishkan. A place of comfort is needed through our life because of our highs and lows. My family and friends are definitely my Mishkan. Through every move, they've been a great source of comfort and support. During every challenge, they've been there for me, helping me through everything. My Mishkan's my family, and I hope you can find your own personal Mishkan in your own life, your own place of shelter and place of warmth. A place like this in your life is crucial for you to have a happy life. Just like my Torah portion, you should seek your own personal Mishkan. Another Mishkan for me is soccer. Whenever I have a bad day at school and I have soccer practice after, it helps reset my mind, just like how the Israelites had their Mishkan. A Mishkan doesn't have to be a place. It can be a hobby or a group of people. When all of you leave my bar mitzvah, I hope you take with you the lessons my Torah portion has taught me. I would like to thank everyone for being here on my special day. And once again, there's always a place or person you can go to in times when you're feeling down. Make them, or it, your personal Mishkan. Do not forget to always follow your heart. Thank you for listening. Shabbat Shalom.
Brandon is going to be chanting from Parashat Vayakhel. And first, we're going to invite up members of his family to offer the blessings.
Ya'amdu Pesach Meir ben Yehuda ve'Yula ve'Dayana bat Tzvi ve'Yafat ve'ben Zion ben Feifel ve'Bela ve'Ruven ben Feifel ve'Bela ve'Leah bat Feifel ve'Bela la'aliyah ha'Torah.
Baruch et Adonai Hamvarach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Asher b'chabonu mikol hamim, v'nasan lanu es Toraso, Baruch atah Adonai, nosein haTorah.
Amen. Vayetzu kol adat b'nei Yisrael milifnei Moshe. Vayavo kol ish asher nisa libo v'chol asher nadva rucho oto heviu et trumat Adonai limlechet ochel moed ulchol avodato uvidei hakodesh vayavo ha'anashim al chanashim kol nediv lei heviu chach vanezem v'tabat v'chumaz kol kli zachav v'chol ish asher cheni tenufat zachav l'Adonai.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher nasan lanu Toras emes, v'chayei olam notah b'zchachenu. Baruch atah Adonai, nosein haTorah.
Ya'amdu Ephraim ben Pesach Meir ve'bracha Ruth ve'Sandy bat Jerry ve'Casey ve'Miriam bat Pesach Meir ve'bracha Ruth ve'Chaiki Tova bat Pesach Meir ve'bracha Ruth ve'David ben Shmuel ve'Shoshana ve'Baruch ben Al-Hanan Tzvi ve'Sara ve'Karen bat Mikael ve'Baruch Tzvi ben Ravid v'Diana v'Chana bat Ravid v'Diana la'aliyah ha'Torah. Big group. Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai, notein ha'Torah.
Amen. V'chol ish asher nimtzar ito techelet v'argaman v'tola'at shani v'shehish ve'zim v'orot elim v'odamim v'orot techashim heviu kol merim trumat kesef unchoshet heviu eitz trumat Adonai v'chol asher nimzar ito atzei shitim lechol melechet ha'avodam heviu v'chol ish hachmat lei beyadecha tavu vayaviu matvei et atchelet ve'et argaman et tola'at hashani ve'et hashesh v'chol chanashim asher nasa liban otana b'chokhmah tavu et cha'izim.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher natan lanu Torah temet v'chayei olam nata b'tovenu. Baruch atah Adonai notein ha'Torah.
Amen.
With the Torah in our midst, we now pause to think of those in our community who are in need of a prayer of healing, whether it be healing of the mind or of the body or of the spirit. And so if there's someone that you are thinking of on this Shabbat whom you'd like to offer our Misha Berach prayer, our prayer for healing. As my eyes meet yours, I invite you to say their name out loud so that as a community, we can pray for them as well. We join together in words of healing on the middle of 253.
Mekor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misheberach imotenu, mekor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
We now call for the honor of officially becoming a bar mitzvah, Brandon Koch.
Ta'amod, 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 habar mitzvah, Baruch ben Ephraim, Shmuel v'Sandy, la'aliyah Torah.
Baruch hu et Adonai hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai hamvarach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai hamvorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen.
V'chansi'im hevi'u eitz avnei chashocham ve'eitz avnei hamilim la'efod ve'lachoshen ve'et habosen ve'et hashamen le'ma'or ul'shemen chamishcha ve'liktoret chasamim kol ish ve'isha asher nadav libam otam lechavi lechol chamlacha asher siva Adonai la'asot beyad Moshe hevi'u v'nei Israel nedava la'Adonai. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chayei olam nata betachenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen.
Brandon is now going to be chanting the Haftarah, which comes from the book of the prophets, words from the prophet Ezekiel. And first, he is going to share a blessing.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar b'nviim tovim, v'ratza v'divrechem hane'emarim be'emet, Baruch atah Adonai, habocher b'Torah, u'Moshe avdo, u'Yisrael amo, u'v'nviei emet v'tzedek. V'cha'aretz hanshama te'avei tachat asher hayta shemama le'enei kol over. Ve'amru ha'aretz halezu hanshama hayta kegan eden v'chaneherarim hecharevot v'chanshamot v'chaneherasot bezurot yashavu. Vayadu hagoyim asher yisharu sevivotechem ki ani Adonai baniti haneherasot natati hanshama ani Adonai dibarti ve'asiti Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, tzur kol haolamim, tzadik bechol hadorot, ha'el ha'ne'eman, ha'omer ve'oseh, hamdaber u'mkayem, shekol devam ra, emet v'tzedek, al ha'torah, ve'al ha'avodah, ve'al hanviim, ve'al yom ha'shabbat hazeh, שנתת לנו, אדוני אלוהינו, לקדושך ולמלוכה, לכבוד ולתפארת. על הכל, אדוני אלוהינו, אנחנו מודים לך, ומברכים אותה. יתברך שמך, בפי כל חי, תמיד לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה, אדוני, מקדש השבת.
Amen.
We are now going to call up Brandon's parents, Jeff and Sandy, to share with him a quiet moment of blessing. We are going to call Nathan back up to help us dress the Torah and invite everyone to please rise. Okay, ready?
Eitz Chaim hi ha'machazikim ba v'tomchecha me'ushar derachecha darcheinu
Well, Brandon, that was pretty amazing. Was Brandon not pretty amazing? Yes, we can clap for Brandon. Cantor Haas and I want to wish you a huge mazel tov. We are so, so proud, not just of what you did today, but really of your accomplishments throughout this process, and I know that your family very much feels the same. You have been learning your prayers, you even learned Hebrew for the first time, you chanted from a Torah scroll without any vowels or any melodies, you studied your Torah portion, you've been attending our weekly religious school classes and more, and you've really met this process with intention, with rigor, and you led this service today with skill and with confidence, and dare I say you even, I think, had a little bit of fun doing so. Ask him later. But we've really enjoyed getting to know you and getting to know your family throughout your few years here at the temple. As you taught Brandon so beautifully today, in your Torah portion this Shabbat, the Israelites are finally building and starting the building of their construction of the Mishkan, this portable sanctuary that they build with them in the wilderness. And after the incident of the golden calf, the Israelite community is in need of repair. And so Moses, he goes back up to the mountain and he retrieves a new set of the tablets, and Vayakel, the title of this week's Torah portion, it means that he assembles the people and he transforms them back into a community. And he does so through one of the most intricate building projects that we've ever seen, the building of this sanctuary. But what's unique, as you taught us about this project, is that it requires the gifts of every single member. And it's not because they're obligated to give, it's because they are moved to give and to contribute their own gifts to something that's much bigger than themselves. Through their work on this Mishkan, the Israelites participate in the construction of something that's not designed for a particular individual. It's built for the community as a whole. And so we learn, how do you create a community? The Torah is clear. You get a group of people to build something together. As Rabbi Jonathan Sachs points out, it's the one extended episode in the Israelites' journey through the wilderness when they aren't complaining or rebelling, because they're focused on implementing the shared vision together. Here, our tradition teaches that the greatest projects are never ones that we do alone. The families that we have are enriched by the gifts and the personalities of each member. The sports teams that we play on require each player to execute their role and to collaborate with one another. And the communities that we bring to life are only as strong as those who choose to serve it. Brandon, no matter what challenges you face ahead, we know that you will meet them with persistence and with resilience, as you've done so far on your journey. And our hope is that you remember what you taught all of us, that no matter where you are, you can find a sanctuary by connecting and relying on the people who love you the most. Cantor Hess and I are honored because we get to offer you the priestly blessing in a moment. This is one of the oldest prayers in our tradition. And again, just want to say how thrilled we are and honored we are to be a part of this celebration with you. We're going to invite you to please rise. It's now my honor to invite a member of our Board of Trustees, Felicia Lewenstein, to share with Brandon some special gifts on this occasion of his bar mitzvah.
Hello, Brandon. Congratulations on today. My name is Felicia Lewenstein, and I'm a member of Leo Beck Temple's Board of Trustees. So in preparation for today, a lot of people who are in this role like to talk to the parents or the family to ask a little bit about the bar mitzvah, but I like to go right to the source, which is your friends. And so I thought I would tell you a little bit about what your friends think about you. Being guys, they started off with, yeah, he's a fast runner and he's really good at soccer. And then they started telling me how you're also a really good sport and a sportsman. And I think that's really important in anything you do. And then they talked about how fun you are to hang out with. And then I think most significantly, they talked about how you're someone who always has something nice to say. And so I think that for a bunch of guys to be able to make note of that is probably really pretty special. So I think you guys are clearly doing a wonderful job, and I congratulate you on raising a very special son. So today we have some things for you. One is going to be a gift certificate for $250. It goes to a trip to Israel, and it's given by NIFTY, which is a reform organization that hopes to help send teens to Israel during their high school years. So I hope you'll be able to take advantage of that. And then in this box is a Kiddush cup, which you will be able to use for all of the special Jewish events in your life. It may be also the closest you get to drinking wine before you're 21, so take care of that. And then finally, there's their certificate for your accomplishment today and the hard work that you've done. I was really moved by how you talked about your Mishkan being your family and what a gift it is that they've given to you. But as a parent who's raised kids who've gone through this process, I can tell you that one of the greatest gifts you'll ever do is the gift of giving your parents this experience today. It is something that they will last and have for them their whole lives. And it's not always something that a young man can do so early in life, but just know that what you've given to your family is really priceless. So on behalf of Temple, congratulations. I hope you have a very fun day, and good job.
Thank you.
As we prepare for Aleinu, I would like to invite Colby Mazer and Cameron Haas to help us open the ark, and would like to once again invite those who are able to please rise. We are on page 282.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. Page 287. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום
Words to prepare us for Mourner's Kaddish on the bottom of 291. There are stars up above, so far away we only see their light, long, long after the star itself is gone. And so it is with people that we loved. Their memories keep shining ever brightly, though their time with us is done. But the stars that light up the darkest night, these are the lights that guide us. As we live our days, these are the ways that we remember. As we prepare to recite Mourner's Kaddish, we first think of members of Brandon's family, who, though they're not with us today, we feel their presence and their legacy. Barbara Daniels, Jeff's mom, Arnie Daniels, Myra Daniels, Jonathan Cohen, Jeff's grandparents, Belle and Phil Cohen, and Hilda Koch, Stuart Sokol, and Bob Mazer. And we link with their names members of our Leo Beck Temple community. Nancy Sue Rodriguez, mother of LBT congregant Marissa Lopez and grandmother to Gibson and Oscar, whom death has taken from us recently. And we link her name with these yahrzeits: John Adler, Bert Bleckman, Lori Dinkin, George David Doroshow, Harry C. Frank Jr., David Gersten, Selvin Gottlieb, Sam C. Hamburg, Eleanor Ellie Hart, Irving Hausman, Kurt Kent, Milton Koff, Marvin Cosberg, Lonnie Lane, Jack Levine, Jackie Mancall, Marvin Mandel, Theo Marcus, Seal Moss, Ellie Plotkin, Stanley Saperstein, Georgina Shmulian, Rick Siegel, Norma Siegel, Rebecca Shehan, Doris Shaw, Stephen Schickman, Rosalind Simon, George Singer, Max Sobelman, William Victor Trachtenberg, June Tyre, Sharon Von Lehman, Ida Weschart, and Jean H. Yerman. If there are other names that we should add, I'll invite you to say them out loud at this time. We also think of all of those who have died protecting our country and our people's ancient home, and all of those who have perished as innocent victims of violence in a world that is filled with far too much violence. We join together as one community in words of Mourner's Kaddish, which can be found on page 294. And if you're able, once again, I'll invite you to please rise. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, be'alma divrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon uvyomechon uvchaye dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kariv imru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mivarach le'olam ulamei amaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, V'it hadar, v'it aleh, v'it halal, shemei dekudasha brechu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechemata, ta'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'al kol yoshvei tevel, v'imru amen. Zichronam levracha, may their memories be a blessing to all of us. We now move, as we always do, into our prayer for peace. And so I want to invite back up Jeff and Sandy and Nathan and Brandon. And for a special treat, we know that Brandon's other grandparents, Baba and Gigi, could not be with us here today. And so they made their presence known by sending from Hawaii leis for the family to wear. And so we're going to have a special Oseh Shalom. Thank you, Cantor. Those are beautiful, Sandy. Oh, they're beautiful. Okay, ready?
Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu.
Yes, there's secret stuff in here. Okay, we're gonna add a little bit of sweetness by joining together in Kiddush. Brandon, you get to hold this up. Ready? Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Okay, and we'll join together in Motzi. You ready? Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz, Shabbat shalom.
When your kids reach a certain age, they begin to teach you things. Brandon's 5th grade banner speech was, "As one door closes, another door opens." Brandon has an amazing ability to live by this rule. Through all of the challenges of moving and changing schools, Brandon displayed amazing resilience. His attitude is inspiring. His positive outlook is inspiring. His disposition and ability to adapt to new environments, no matter what continent he is on, inspiring. Make new friends, keep the old. One is silver and the other gold. We used to say this. I have tried to live by these same values and attitudes. Brandon, Mommy and I are so proud of you and all you have accomplished on this special day. You are truly an amazing young man, highlighted not only by us, but recognized by your teachers through their thoughtful comments about your development and character, as well as your camp counselors. Brandon won the Sportsmanship Award at camp last summer. He won this because his focus was not just about winning, but about how he made his friends at camp feel and how he made all feel included. Thank you so much to Rabbi Goldberg, Rabbi Bernie, and Cantor Haas, and Max for your love and support throughout the bar mitzvah process. I have taken many hiatuses from Judaism. One of the many values I love about Judaism is no matter how long of a hiatus or break you take, it always welcomes you back without question, without hesitation, and without guilt. Okay, maybe a little guilt. Thank you to Leo Beck Temple for embracing our family when we returned from Europe. And Brandon, we love you so much we decided to have Nathan. And one last thing that's not in my remarks, I just want to thank my wonderful wife for holding all this together.
Brandon, I love you very much. It's been my greatest pleasure to be your mom and watch you grow, try new things, and discover your passions. At night when we chat before bed, you share so openly about your life at school, your challenges, and funny anecdotes during the day. You always know how to make me laugh. Brandon, you have a special ability to connect to others, and your family cherishes this time they spend with you. I look forward to our next adventure together, and I will always be here to support you. You did it, Brandon. I'm so proud of you on this special day. Mazel tov.
Dear Brandon, you are such an amazing brother. Thank you for being so nice and kind to me. You are so fun to play with, and I love when you are around. When you come home, it's so fun and relaxing to listen to what you did at school. I can't believe you're 13. Thanks for being a great brother. Mazel tov.
So before we close and head into a celebratory lunch, we're going to offer a blessing. First, just to say to all of you, it has been really an honor for us to get to know you and to be part of this journey, Jewish and otherwise, and we're wishing you so much luck in this next stage and hope that our paths cross again. A blessing for you, a blessing for all of us in this community. Baruch atah b'voecha, uvaruch atah b'tzeitecha. May you be blessed in your comings and your goings, and may you cherish this moment and this Shabbat as time to connect with your family and with ourselves, and really together with one another. And on 3, we are going to say the hugest mazel tov to Brandon. 1, 2, 3. Mazel tov! Shabbat shalom, everybody. We'll see you next door.